welcome to another episode of Wine and Wine. I do apologize tonight. I have my camera's a little off center, so if it looks like I'm kind of, Forrest Whitakering one of you, I do apologize. But guys, we are live. We are back for another episode. I am apologizing for last week not being here. I was not able to literally stream because I was in an ocean by the time we were supposed to be doing it. So we did launch the podcast. There's a podcast version of this show. Just search Wine and Wine. There's the YouTube channel. You can go back and watch the episodes once they're uploaded, and you can check it out that way. But it is Friday. It is happy hour time. What's up, Danielle? And we are going to do a couple of different things with the show. So the first thing I want to do this show, guys, to be honest with you, is I want to explain the wine that we're drinking, go into a little bit about how you guys, if you really want to get into wine at a very, very cheap price, okay, I'm going to tell you how to do it, give a tribute to Gary Vee for helping me with this. What's up, Josh? What's up, Kevin? And then, as always, we will get into the story and the point of this show, which is video gaming and business. And we're going to nerd the hell out. So I hope y'all are ready. Hope y'all are excited. If you got a cocktail with you, let's cheers it out. But guys, today we are drinking a 2007 Barolo. Now, before you go, oh dude, this bougie asshole's drinking stupid expensive wine. Not true. This wine retails at $43, but I got it for cheaper than that, a lot cheaper than that. And Gary Vee does a wine club, okay? So I was one of the very first people to do the Gary Vee Wine Club when it first came out, almost had to be well over a year, almost 2 years ago. And what it is, guys, is it's $55. He might have raised the price by now, but it's $55 shipped, 1 to 4 wines. But typically it was 2 to 3 bottles every single month. He would explain it. He would do a video tasting the wine, and he would way outvalue the price that you paid. So, he had thrown some very good bottles, very expensive bottles, obviously when you're buying at that high of volume, and when you're buying with the intent to advertise on a show, a lot of times the wineries will give you deals. So if you guys are looking for a very cheap way to get into wine every month, check out Gary Vee Wine Club or winetext.com. He sends out offers every single day on your phone. I'm plugging it because, guys, honestly, it's a great way to get into wine for a super cheap price. It surprises you every month. There's reds, there's whites. It will really broaden your horizons if you are a wine person, or if you want to see if you're a wine person, right? Like a lot of people, they don't really know what they like. That's a great way to do it. I would highly recommend it. Wine Text had the 2007 Barolo. So guys, this wine particularly is 100% Nebbiolo grape, which super high tannin, super high acidity, which is why it's so good for aging, right? Because when wine ages, guys, in case you don't know, the longer it ages, typically the tannins drop out, the fruit gets a little less kind of in your face. It mellows the wine, okay? It's kind of the easiest way to explain it is it mellows it out. Barolo in particular, especially with this grape, you're gonna probably get a little bit of licorice. I have not tried this wine yet, guys. It's 13 years old, so it's an old wine. So typically, guys, as wine ages as well, the color will change. You'll see a little bit of orange or brown around the edges. Okay, so that's a good way to tell how old the wine is, okay? The biggest thing with the coloration on that, guys, is you don't do this. Don't be this person. I'm going to give you your tip. Don't do this. Don't hold it up to a light. You look like a dumbass. Okay? I know that some people do that. They have no idea why they're doing it because it doesn't do anything. Hold it over a white piece of paper. So I have my show notes are right in front of me. Hold it over a white piece of paper so you can see the edging. You can see the coloration of the wine. You want a white backdrop when you do that. Holding it up to the light does fucking nothing. And it makes you look like a moron to anybody who knows anything about wine. So if you want to impress the waiter, hold it on a tilt over there. Give it the swirly swirl. Let's give it the sniffy sniff. Ooh, that's super easy drinker. So you can definitely tell that wine has been in a bottle for a long time. That's a 13-year-old wine. So guys, when we went to Burns for Kelly's birthday a couple weeks ago, if you've never heard of Burns Steakhouse, it's the number one steakhouse in the world. They have a 200-page wine list, okay? So we were able to drink wine 40 and 41 years old, and the difference was unbelievable. But the 40 8-year-old wine. One of them was, again, very brown, very aged, almost had like a brandy or a scotch taste because it had been in the bottle so long. And then the other one that we had was a beautiful purple still, really good, super great. We ended up drinking a few bottles of that. Yes, Carol, Carol's counting down the days for wine. She's doing 75 hard. But yeah, guys, this Barolo definitely has an orange, almost brown tint. Super easy to drink though. Side note, it's way easier to drink as well if you took a couple shots of tequila on the golf course with your father-in-law and his buddy after you got done spanking that ass for 18 holes. So it definitely goes down a little bit smoother with a victory. So if you guys can set up a win in your life somehow before you drink this, you will feel a little bit better. That being said, guys, let's get in to the topic at hand, video games. So for those of you guys who don't know this about me, I used to play video games professionally. And by professionally, I don't mean I made a lot of money. I was like the D League of the NBA squad, okay? I did not make a lot of money, but I did make enough money to pay my bills. If you guys want to know actual numbers, and this was 7-8 years ago now, even 7 to 9 years ago, I started a YouTube channel. I did Twitch streaming. I mainly played World of Warcraft. I played a lot of Blizzard games as well. Did some 24-hour cancer live streams, did some 24-hour world first streams, release day streams, things like that. Ended up getting 3rd and 4th in the new Diablo Reaper of Souls in the world, me and my buddy who were playing. I've had top 25 groups in World of Warcraft rating, so I was a high-end raider. If you guys go to YouTube and you look up Big Nash Gaming or you look up any of my old videos, I had over 1 million views, over 10,000 subscribers at one point. 1.5 million views or something like that in the course of a year with 0 collabs, no idea what I was doing, edited all the videos on my computer at home, streamed for 3 to 4 hours a night, uploaded content, uploaded guides, and then I actually obviously bartended and then personal trained as well. So for those of you guys who don't know that about me, that's a little bit about my background. So I was a huge fucking nerd. Like I was the WoW guy in his mom's basement. That was me, like legit. Like, every time I see someone troll some of my shit, I'm like, I used to be you, bro. I love you. I don't even hate. Because I used to be that miserable fuck in my mom's basement. Cheers. So, that being said, I want to get into video games, guys, because here's the thing, is once I realized that the games that I was playing and becoming really, really good at and ranked higher and higher and higher and higher and higher in the world, once I realized that that correlated directly over to business, shit got easy. So, I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that. And I'm going to use just a normal video game. So everybody's probably played video games. If you haven't, you probably shouldn't follow me because I'm weird and I'm probably not for you, okay? But here's the truth. When I used to play video games for a living, any video game, didn't matter. Even you take Mario from back in the day, you take fucking any game now, any campaign mode, right, or any normal video game has levels. And once you beat the game, if you go back and play the game through, you have experience and you get through those levels faster. You know what's coming next. You know what the next boss does. You know what the next hurdle does. And business is the exact same way, guys. Like when I opened my first location, it was a tough ass playthrough, man. I got my teeth kicked in. I learned a lot. I fucked up a lot. By the time I opened my second one, dude, Sean, you let me know, bro. My house is always open to you, brother. We can drink wine anytime. I've got a bottle or two that I will let you not choose from because you'll pick something expensive. So, but I've got something cheap with your name on it, bro, because I love you. I'm here for you. But, guys, the first time you play through, it's the hardest, right? By the time I opened my second gym, well, I knew the levels. I knew the bosses. I kind of knew what was coming a little bit. I wasn't exactly sure. There's always little things that change, right? Because there's RNG. For those of you who don't know, it's random number generator. That's what RNG stands for. That's the randomness in video games. Every single time you open a gym or do a business or whatever, the second time through is a little bit easier, but there is still some adjustments that have to be made. The third time, again, well, now you know the bosses, you know the quests, you know the objectives, you know where you're going. It's just bam, 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 and you level a lot faster. And this process is the same as business. Like, it's the exact same as business. Like, yeah, every time something's going to be a little bit different, but for the most part, you know what's coming next, so you can anticipate and beat it, right? Like, that's typically how a video game works, is you play it once, it was tough the first time you played it. You liked it so much you wanted to play it a second time. Second time, you learned a little bit more and it was a little bit easier. By the third, fourth, fifth time you've played through it, you knew what was coming, when, what objections you were going to face, what problems you were going to have to overcome, what bosses you were going to have to defeat. You knew all that shit because you had done it so many times. And guys, I'm telling you, it's the same exact thing. The first time you play is always going to be the hardest. It just is. It always is going to be the hardest because you don't know the levels. You don't know where you have to go next. You don't necessarily know anything. You don't have a strategy guide, right? Like, for those of you who don't know what a strategy guide was, back when I was a kid, like, you couldn't just go on YouTube and search shit. You had to go buy the Brady Games fucking strategy guide from the video game store, and then turn the pages and figure out what quest was next, where you were, what you had to do to get the fucking chocobo in Final Fantasy, like all that shit. Like, you guys, like, that's how we used to have to do it. Like, we couldn't just YouTube or Twitch somebody and just learn how to do the game. So, now that we got that out of the way, what do you do once you get to endgame? So this is the one thing that I want to talk about next, is in most of the best games ever made, getting to the highest level is just the beginning, right? So there's 2 different games inside of every game, right? So for the most part, if you guys have ever played any type of game that sounds like this, you level up your guy to the top level, and then once you get to the top level, then there's more shit that you can do, right? That's gated by either your gear or how good you are, or the difficulty, or whatever. There's different things you can go do once you get to that top level. And business is exactly the same as that, guys. Once you get to the end game, that's when the game really starts. That's when the game gets fun. That's when the leveling process stops, and that's when your skills have to get better and better and better and better and better. And it's no different than real life, okay? In real life, it's the exact same as it is in gaming and business, okay? So here's the thing. When you're playing video games at the highest level and you want to be really good, what do you spend your time doing? So like when I wanted to get ranks, I would be looking at what's coming out soon. I would be looking at other videos of top-end guys and what they were doing. I would be studying film of like because I obviously recorded everything while I was playing, right? So I could go back and check attempts and look at what bosses did and look at encounters and say, okay, well, next time I could do this. Next time I could do that. Next time I could probably, instead of using my cooldowns here and all my stuff here, I could use it over here because I'm going to have more time. And the more that you studied film, the next time around, well, guess what happened? You performed way better, right? And guys, I'm telling you, business is the same thing. Like, everybody can get to the baseline top level, but in order to be good, in order to be world ranked, in order to be the best, you have to study what the encounter's like, what other people around you are doing, how you exist within that frame, what they're doing and what you're not, what exact processes and details are they doing that you aren't. And you're going to study all of these things in order to actually get better and to improve your rank, right? So that way the next time it's your time to go, which in business, the lucky thing is that's every day, right? The next day, you're allowed to perform at a higher level. So the reason I want to make this video, guys, is because there's a lot of guys who play video games, and I have one more point that I'm going to bring up, but there's a lot of people who play video games who, like, and trust me, guys, because I played them for a long time, who are broke or who think that that's all they're good at. Or like me, they lived in their mom's basement. So what I'm going to tell you guys is if you applied your knowledge of gaming to business and to real life, and went after something like that and played a different game with the same mentality, dude, you'd crush. You'd crush because you know what it takes to get good at the next level. Like, you know that with experience, you're going to speed up the process. You know that when you get to the end game, that's when the fun just begins. Like, you know that you have to grind for this, grind for that, grind for this, grind for that. You have to develop your skills. You have to develop your traits. You have to develop all these things in order to perform at a super high level. So I want to make this video for pretty much the dude who's me 8 years ago when I was playing video games in my mom's basement, right? That's who I made this video for. So it ain't for a lot of people, and that's totally fine. But what I really want to talk about is how does that guy get started, okay? How does that guy, well, dude, the same way you start any video game, right? Level 1, man. Go work for somebody, learn your skill. Learn what you want to be good at. Learn what the end game is, and then what's level 1 of that game, right? And I made a post about this on my Facebook wall yesterday. But dude, level 1, like if you want to own a gym, man, or you love fitness, let's say, what's level 1? Dude, learn how to work out. It ain't go become a personal trainer. That ain't level 1. That's like level 3, 4, 5, or 6. It's go fucking learn how to work out. Go hire a trainer who's actually educated. Go learn how to do exercises. Go research supplements. Go Google ingredients. Go do different style diets and eating plans so that you can learn how your body responded, so that when you're talking to people, you have experience, right? That's level 1. And then once you've done that for a little while, you can go to level 2, right? Level 2 might be, okay, well, I'm going to do, I've got a couple buddies who are having struggles, or I got a family member who's having struggles with their diet. Well, let me see what I can do. Have them send me what they eat. I can go out and do research and see what I've learned and blah, 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 and piece something together and help them improve. And then based on how they do, you can go back, redo it, tweak some things, see how they do the next time or the next week, right? And you can continue to do this process until you start to develop really good habits, really good systems, and you're getting better and better and better at creating programs for other people. Then you can go get certified. Level 3 might be go get your certification, go get a degree, whatever your ultimate dream is, right? Go do that, and then you can start helping people online and charging maybe some money, or maybe start helping some friends in real life and charging them some money and getting them some results. And then from there, you might go get a job at a place where you can make a good living doing personal training or group personal training like what we do, right? And that would be like level 4, 5, or 6. And then you can become, you know, maybe you start at the bottom of that. Let's say you're 5th on the list there. Well, shit. The next level is to get to number 4. The next level is to get to number 3. The next level is to get to number 2, right? Like, and then how do you get that number 1 spot? And you're developing skills along the way as you level up to become that next level. And then once you're at that level, okay, well, cool, man. What's the next level? Well, the next level would be, I'm gonna manage my shit, right? And so then you start learning the back end stuff. You start learning management. You start learning leadership. You start learning team building. You start learning all these things. What's the next step? Open a gym. Start learning about business. Start learning about contract law. Start learning about how general contractors, how lawyers, how LLCs work, how insurance works, all this stuff, right? And then you open your first gym. And then it's, okay, I got my first gym open. I'm getting people results. How do I open another one? And then from there, it's how do I build repeatable systems? How do I build team culture? How do I build results when I'm not there, because I can't obviously clone myself and be in 2 places at once? And then, okay, how can we scale this so if we wanted to open 100 of them and someone came to us with some money and said, hey, we want to open 100 of these, we'd be like, I got you, bet. And then you level that up. And then you start franchising. And now you're nationwide. And now you're international. So you have to learn the United States, like FDD agreements, franchise law, copyright agreements, trademarks, state to state, what states require what. All this stuff, like there's a million things that you have to fucking learn when you do this. But every single time you level, guys, you're getting to that next level. And then once you're at the max level you want to be at, then the real game begins. And so what I'm going to tell you guys is this. The level that you think you need to play at is probably not the end of the game. Okay, I'm going to say that again. The level that you're playing at right now is probably not the end of the game. Sit down. What level are you truly on? Be real with yourself. What level are you on right now? Are you on level 3? Are you on level 2? Are you on level 9? Are you at max level and you're playing the end game now? What are you at? What is your goal? What do you really want? Because guys, the only difference between the people that you see and that we look up to, like the dudes who run this shit, the dudes who run Arte, dude, they're playing end game shit right now. Why? Because they have national companies. If their goal isn't to go international, then they're at max level. Like me launching a franchise company is me at max level, dude. I don't want to go international, man. I don't give a fuck. I don't really care if fucking England or Canada wants a platinum. Like I don't. Like I don't need to. I can impact millions of people in America, and I'm good with that. Okay, like that's my goal. Is I want to help our country first, right? So understand that. So that's my max level. So now that I'm starting into the end game, dude, I'm like the lowest gear, the worst weapons, the dumbest dude, like the fresh guy who just got to this level. And I'm looking at some of these dudes who are like just insane, right? Like they've got stuff that like I don't even fucking dream of yet. I don't even know about, right? Like I don't even know how you go get access to that stuff yet. But that's where I'm at. And that's what I want you guys to start thinking about, is start being self-aware enough to sit down and realize what fucking level you're actually on. If you're a personal trainer, you are on like level 3. You're not at level 1. If you like to work out, you're probably at level 1, right? And your goal someday is to put me out of business because you think I'm an a-hole. Totally cool. You got a lot of levels to go, but you can do it. You can get there, right? So I want you guys to start thinking about, sit down, okay, what level am I actually fucking at and compared to where I actually want to be? And guys, here's the thing. Your max level might not be the same as me. For some people, their max level is just, dude, I really want to be able to manage a gym and be happy. Dude, that's awesome. Like, establish what your max level is, but understand that with that level comes a certain cap that you cannot pass without graduating to the next one. A lot of people will be like, oh, I want this, and this. Well, dude, you got to do this level, 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 and you got to level up this profession, this profession, this profession, this skill, this skill, this skill, this skill, this. It's going to take you fucking 5 to 10 years to do that. You're either going to go, yeah, or, nah, man, I'm good. Like, I'll go 2 levels below that, take me half the time. All right, that's your choice. But then you can't complain about the people playing at the next level. So I want you to understand that no matter where you are in the hierarchy, understand that 99% of the time, you probably haven't sat down and said, okay, in the game I'm playing, in real life, in the game I'm playing, what's max? Like, what's the fucking top? What's like the best dudes in the world doing? And for me, that's who I've always wanted to be around. I've always wanted to learn from and be around the dudes who are the best in the fitness industry. Like, I didn't grow up watching Personal Trainer Sam on YouTube. I grew up watching Ronnie fucking Coleman and Jay Cutler videos. And then I grow up and I'm seeing all these franchise guys and I'm seeing all these dudes in fitness and I'm like, dude, yeah, I think I can do that. And I think I can do that better than they can. I think if I had the same gear, at the same encounter, at the same level, I think I would outperform them. Okay, cool, man. There's a lot of skills you got to do to be able to walk up to that step. And a lot of you guys, the number one thing that you do is you don't self-assess honestly to figure out where you are and what your next step is. And so I want you to understand that. That's something I hope you understand really, truly, because that's essential to anything you want to do. The last thing I want to talk about is the most under-talked about thing in all of business, and it goes along with video games so well, is you don't beat the boss without your skills getting better, right? Like, if you beat Mario level 1, the skills you need to beat Mario level 1 are far different than you need to beat the last 3 levels on Mario, right? If you took the same skill set from level 1 Mario to the last 3 levels of Mario, you wouldn't fucking have a chance. You'd get your ass just handed to you because you would not have the skills. Most people want to play a game that they do not have the skills yet to play. And I'm telling you that from the bottom of my heart because it's the one thing that a lot of these guys online don't talk about is skill set and how important learning new skills is. Like, you can have the mindset. You can want it. You can be, I'm next level. Well, you're playing the same fucking game. You're on the same fucking level, okay? So you need to learn to be honest. And then you need to learn that in order to get to the next level, it takes skill set and experience. So what skills do you need to go from level 3 to level 4? What skills do you need to go from a bro science guy to a personal trainer? What skills do you need to go from a one-on-one trainer to a group personal trainer? What skills do you need to go from a group personal trainer to a manager? What skills do you need to go from a manager to a fucking owner? What skills do you need to go from a one-location owner to a multi-location owner? What skills do you need to go to franchising? All these things require a completely different set of skills that you have to build upon, okay? I didn't just wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm going to start a national franchise. That'll go well. YOLO. I'm going to change my status on Instagram. I'm going to open my profile. Delete, 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 delete. National CEO. International star. Entrepreneur. Like, no, I didn't, no, because that's fucking stupid. It's not how it works. Just because I type that shit doesn't make it real. And I want you guys to understand that, because the skills that you're going to need are going to be completely different, however it is that you need to do it, okay? So I need you to sit down, figure out what game you want to play, right? Because, guys, I have a lot of friends who love playing FIFA. I'm not a FIFA guy. I don't play FIFA. I'm not a soccer fan. I play Madden with you. I'll play Halo with you. I'll play Call of Duty with you. I'll spank that ass in some WoW or any Blizzard game, but I don't play FIFA, right? So if I'm not trying to play that game, I don't need to learn that skill set. I don't need to understand how the controller works to play FIFA. I don't need to understand how defense and sets work. I don't need to understand that if I right trigger, my defense shifts left or right. Like, I don't need to understand all of those things. So please understand that you need to learn the game you want to play, what the levels are to that game, as you level, what skill sets it takes to get to the next level, and then you rinse and repeat that until you get to the end game.